secret of Freemasonry, the New Age, and everything that the devil does not want out. I'm going to tell you what it is, okay? Down here at the bottom, next to their square and compass, which tells you the secret, says Masons live better. Now, Masonry is all about the ascension of mankind. Remember last night when I told you about evolution, and that evolution is dangerous? Masonry supports evolution, because Masonry says that mankind, and the New Age movement says that mankind is about ready to enter his next stage of evolution, where mankind will be more than human. We will be transhuman. We will be supermen. We will be a divine race. We will be as gods. Thank you.
Mankind nowadays is playing God.
Transhumanism. This is the New Age movement. The New Age movement teaches that, watch this, the gods are going to descend down to earth, and they're going to bring man to his next phase of evolution. Transhuman, above human gods. Ye shall be as gods, part of the 46 words that the serpent spoke to Eve. Here we have Peter Wagner. Peter Wagner is the founder of Global Harvest Ministries, one of the founders of the Vineyard movement, one of those popular movements that's going on. The whole Vineyard movement is Kingdom Now, Dominion Theology, Joel's Army, and all of this stuff. Peter Wagner's website had something called Uncovering the Hidden Realm of Glory. You'll start noticing that a lot of these groups talking about finding this new secret, uncovering this hidden thing. That is the lost symbol. That is the Aquarian conspiracy. That is Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma. That is all of these things. They all talking about this great secret that when it's opened up, it's just going to blow everybody away and turn everybody into gods. Did I mention that one of the names for the Joel's Army people is called the New Breed? Basically, it teaches that people are going, that these spirit-filled apostolic Christians, this Joel Army, they're going to become gods, and they're going to take over the world by force. He wrote a book called Dominion, How Kingdom Action Can Change the World. Here is in the Kabbalah, which is Jewish mysticism, which is everything God told the Jews not to learn from the Canaanites that they learned. They incorporated into the Kabbalah. The Kabbalah has a principle called Adam Kadmon, which is the new human, a God human. And they talk about full DNA activation. This is all through the New Age movement, where they say in the New Age, when we turn ourselves into gods, we're going to activate our DNA.
That's what's coming forth. There's a revealing of the true DNA and the sonship, family, the family of God coming forth. That God is raising up sons, He's raising up daughters that have His DNA resident within their spirit.
Spiritual DNA. This is from a pastor's magazine talking about spiritual DNA. He says, I am no longer merely confess that I am the righteousness of Christ. I realize that with His DNA in me through His blood, I could be nothing else. I realize the attributes of His DNA reside in me, whether dormant or active. He is teaching people that what the Gnostics taught everybody is that they have a God on the inside of them. And if they perform the right rituals, this God will come out of them and they will be gods. New Age terms: Reformation, synchronicity, Great Awakening, tuning in, transformation, community, connectedness, entry point, paradigm shift, synergy, center point, guided imagery, imagination, convergence, elevation of man. These are all New Age terms. All these terms are in the church right now. All of them. Paradigm shift refers to the day when man becomes God on this earth and becomes immortal. Leonard Sweet and Rick Warren. Leonard Sweet is a New Ager posing as a Christian. Rick Warren supports this guy.
И вот еще один представитель, это Леонард Свит. Это евангелист, который входит в десятку лучших евангелистов Америки. Он автор десятка, может быть, бестселлеров на рынке, идеологическом рынке Америки. Он теолог и большой приколист. Итак, Леонард Свит, встречайте.
There's a book coming out, okay, called The Angel of Light, all right? And in it compares the Mormons, the Masonic, and the witchcraft doctrines. And they're almost all three. They're like triplets, okay?
The leaders of the Mormon religion are high echelons in the Illuminati. They are founded in the John Birch Society. That's because the man who leads the John Birch Society is both a high-degree Mason and a Mormon.
Well, the closest to witchcraft is the Mormons, because their Bible so resembles passages from the Book of Shadows, which is the witchcraft Bible.
So the New Age is Masonic.
This is probably the most honored Mason in American history. His name is General Albert Pike.
Now, in case you don't know who Albert Pike was, Albert Pike is referred to as the grandfather of Freemasonry in this country.
And this guy is one of two Masons who has the honor of being buried in the House of the Temple in Washington, D.C. You will have a lot of Masons try and tell you, because if you read Albert Pike's material, you will find out that he's an Antichrist, that he's a Luciferian, that he mocks Christianity, that he denies the virgin birth, that he denies the resurrection of Jesus Christ, that he calls the early Christian fathers dunces. This is all in Morals and Dogma, the book which is virtually the Bible of the Scottish Rite. But let me tell you, there is not a more honored Mason in American history. He also was a supreme Luciferian pontiff, which meant he was the highest-ranking Satanist in the world. The guy was a racist. The guy was a war criminal. The guy was a Satan worshiper. And this is the most honored Mason in American history.
The spiritual headship over their organization trickles back down to this monster.
Aleister Crowley bragged that he was the great beast, 666. When he was 18 years of old, he crucified a toad upside down after baptizing it as Jesus Christ. He basically was described by the world's press as the wickedest man alive. He bragged about doing 150 child sacrifices a year, and he was a bisexual and a devil worshiper. He was also, he had so many Masonic degrees that he said if he were to wear the jewelry of all the different Masonic degrees he was entitled to wear, an elephant would creak under their weight. And basically, I've seen a list of all the Masonic degrees he held, and it filled 5 pages. And understand something. If you're here tonight and you happen to be a Mason, these are your brothers.
Even if they're good men, even if they don't know about this, you know what happens? They begin to struggle, even if they're Christians, with profound temptations to move in this area of pedophilia and homosexuality. And this is dangerous stuff.
These are your brothers. And this is just a partial list. In my book, Masonry Beyond the Light, I document how virtually every leading occultist of the last century was a Freemason. Every leading witch, every leading black magician, every leading white light magician, they were all Masons. What a wonderful, wonderful recommendation for the fraternity.
So I'll often go to someone's writings like Satanist David Spangler, or Manly P. Hall's Journey in Truth, another Satanist, to find out that what the witchcraft people and the Satanist people and the occultic people desire is a universal religion. This is Satan's desire, and this goes all the way back to the acetate I showed you before.